that there are some Africans, particularly West Africans, I will not deny. There are some West Africans, and in fact, it's not even fair for me to say West Africans. Primarily, there are two countries that I have seen always trying to do too much in America, especially when it's against Black Americans. I cannot lie, and this is Nigerians and Ghanaians. These are the top two people that I always see doing too much, speaking against Black Americans, trying to be too. I know, but does that warrant Black Americans always coming at Africans? You understand? I'm just trying to have a conversation. I'm truly not trying to point fingers. I really want to have a chat, if possible. I truly want to have a chat. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm not gonna lie. West Africans, particularly Nigerians and Ghanaians, some of us can be ups against Black Americans in America. I cannot lie because I've seen it, and I tell them to shut the fuck up. And I say this to Nigerians, particularly that I know that are in America. I tell them, just shut up. Stop speaking out against Black Americans, especially to non-Black people. Stop it. You're not gonna win a prize. You're not going to win a prize. So honestly, I do understand where this animosity is coming from. But does it warrant this level of animosity? And I always say this to Black Americans whenever I can. I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but are Africans, of all the issues you have in America, are Africans in the top 10 of those issues to warrant all this vitriol? That's my question. That is simply my question. My question is very simple. Of all, because everything is an issue. I get it. Everything is an issue, right? But all I am asking is, on a scale of 1 to 100, where do Africans sit on this ranking? Does that make sense? To me, that is the big thing that I think we need to talk about, because this is an issue we have in our communities, right? This is an issue we have in our communities, where we always take the small issue and we focus on the small issue and we forget about the big issues that are actually very important. If that makes any sense. This is something I see in the Black community a lot. We take a small issue. So let's say we have from 1 to 100, 1 being the highest priority and 100 being the lowest priority. I noticed that a lot of Black people, especially Black men, will focus on number 100, which is the smallest issue, and focus on that. And so I really want to understand. Like I keep seeing videos of Black Americans talking about, oh no, we don't want Africans in essence. Africans are ups. Africans they want to replace our culture. And my question is, bruh, what happened to togetherness? Because these are the same people that will say we don't want Africans. Because these are the Black Americans that will say we don't want Africans around here. But then these are the same people that will offer a white person, a white American, they will invite them to the cookout. So that's what I want to do. Like, what is this beef all about? And why are Black people so quick? Why are Black people so quick to fight each other, for God's sake? Like, why are Black people so quick to fight each other? It's stupid. I don't understand it. Like, I see more Black people invested in fighting one another. And I am sick of it. We have bigger fishes to fry as Black people. We do, bruv. Whether you're in Africa, whether you're in the Caribbean, whether you're in America, we have bigger issues to fry than to fight each other. So that's number 1. Point number 2, I want to talk about colorism. Colorism in the Black community. Now, the reason I bring up this point is because I am learning about colorism. I'm not going to lie. I am learning about colorism in the Black community. You know why I'm learning about colorism? I never knew what colorism. I never knew what colorism was until I came to Europe. Until I came to the West. Then I started learning that there's something called colorism. You understand? Black community, bro. We are very interesting people. We have so much issues. I didn't know that colorism was a thing. Apparently, some people hate their skin, to the point where they say if you are dark skin, they don't like you. If you are fair skin, they like you. It's crazy. Now, I know what some people might be thinking. You might be thinking, how come, Kingsley, you don't know what colorism is? No. Let me I knew somebody was going to fucking call. What I meant by that was this. I grew up seeing blackness affirmed. I grew up seeing dark skin, brown skin affirmed. That's what I grew up with. I did not know. Nah, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Like, guys, I'm not daft, but I didn't know that thing was called colorism. I just knew that sometimes you had some people that would make comments, right? But my point is this: I grew up in Nigeria watching Nollywood, watching things, seeing people affirm. Thanks for the gift, Mina. I mean, if you see, hey, Mina, long time, no, absolutely good to see you there. The media back in Nigeria at the time, the baddest babes were black. Like, I'm talking dark skin. I'm not talking, oh, she's black but mixed with. I'm talking dark skin. The baddest of the baddest of the baddest girls. Let's be honest. Anybody that grew up in the early 2000s in Nigeria or Nollywood, you know what I'm talking about now. The sexy girls, the beautiful girls, the rich woman, Mercy Johnson, Ini Edo, Genevieve Naji. To me, those are the baddest of the baddest girls. I grew up in Nigeria. I grew up seeing black women being affirmed. I grew up seeing black women being beautiful, being on posters. So that's why sometimes when I'm talking to black people that were born in the West, I sometimes understand when there's a disconnect. Because for me, I grew up seeing women rock their braids, rock their shuku, rock their threads, and beautiful. To be very honest with you, that's what I like. That's actually my preference. I don't like wigs, and I mean that shit. I don't like wigs. The fuck? You know what I mean? The sexiest hair on a woman, in my opinion, is attachment. To me, attachment that be braids, or you know that thing you women do that just keeps coming. I love it. That thing turns me on. I can't lie, bro. Holy smokes, it turns me. Woo! Jesus. Let her have that attachment and have Nyash too. It's sad, uncle. Bro, I can't lie, bro. I got fly. Woo! When you're taking it, when you're giving it to her from the back, you're grabbing the attachment, bro. Hey, you're rocking. Hey! Man, nothing beats that shit. Anyway, what was that? Yeah, colorism. So look. So you see, I grew up understanding. Kwame, Faisal, sit your ass down. Don't go anywhere. You understand? I grew up seeing blackness being affirmed. I grew up seeing blackness on women being praised, being affirmed. You know what I mean? I grew up watching traditional movies, you know, Igbo culture, Yoruba culture, Hausa films sometimes, Ibibio. I grew up watching the traditional dance. You know, I am from Akwa Ibom State, and you know, Akwa Ibom State has one of the most beautiful traditional garb. I don't know if you guys know it, like Efik. This thing is beautiful. This thing is beautiful. She's doing her snake dance with the color. That's what I grew up on. So when I came to the West and I started hearing things like, thanks for the hat, Amina. When I came here, I was like, oh, colorism. I was like, okay, but then you see, this is why it's very important to actually have a conversation with people, men and women, even if you disagree. And then the black women, the dark-skinned black women, started explaining to me what colorism feels like as somebody who receives it. And initially, I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But then again, I started listening. And they started giving me example. And they started giving me proof. And they started giving me content. I was like, shit. I cannot lie. Even though to me, I don't do it. I don't care. I don't care. I've dated dark-skinned girl. I've dated brown-skinned girl. I've never in my life say, oh, I like it dark, I like it brown. I don't care. The last girl I had something kind of serious with, she was from Edo State. Edo State. She was dark as me. I don't care. I don't give a shit, bruv. You understand? She's from Edo State. But the third point, before we have an open conversation, the third point is black British boys and men, are y'all okay? And I mean this shit. Black British boys, especially boys in London, why do you guys always... In fact, this ties into the colorism content. This ties into the colorism You know what inspired this third point? In fact, if you're a London guy, if you're a black British guy in this chat, me and you are going to fight. We're going to fight verbally. I was on a lady's live some days back in the comment section. She's a mutual of mine. And then she was talking about how black men are not actively involved in building their community. And then this black boy called in, and this guy called her a blick. I was like, what's a blick? What the hell is a blick? And then the lady who was the hostess, she's a black lady, and she was like, oh, no. A blick is an insult to black women, I think. I was like, what the mind you, he's a black guy himself. Mind you, he's a black boy, dark-skinned black boy himself. That is what shocked me. Exactly, truly. That was what actually shocked me. This guy came on this woman's panel, a dark-skinned black boy, using the dark skin of a black woman to insult her. I couldn't connect it because he's black too. He's dark skinned. So if you're insulting her for having dark skin, does that mean you feel low about yourself? I didn't know what a blick was. So you guys see how unaware I am of all this stuff. Because of how I grew up. I grew up with blackness being appreciated. That is why for me, you're never going to convince me as a Nigerian guy who grew up from the age of 1 to 15, Africa, seeing blackness affirmed. You're not going to tell me I am less than you. No, that's why for me, I think that's why I have a bit of a different mindset, because I wasn't born in the West. I am in the West, but I wasn't born here. But I understand. But I understand in the sense that if you're a black boy born in the West, black people have not been affirmed. It's not been affirmed. Your blackness have not been affirmed. As a black woman in the West, you are not the beauty standard, unfortunately. So your blackness has been denigrated, insulted, trivialized. And black. See, one thing people don't talk about enough is the low self-esteem in a lot of black men. We always point the fingers at women. We need to talk about that. The low self-esteem in a lot of black men. A lot of black men, I have empathy for them. I genuinely do. Listen, a lot of black men in the West, especially those that were born in the West. Yourself, Flory, how are you doing, bruv? A lot of black men born in the West grew up not being affirmed. Do you guys understand how important it is for affirmation, especially in your formative years? I have empathy, and I have empathy for black people born in the West. I do. I genuinely do. I do. You understand? I grew up in Nigeria. I was in South Africa. I was in Nigeria. I grew up there. I spent almost 16 years of my life surrounded by that. You understand? So I am good. But a lot of black people in the West, they didn't have that luxury. And listen, I could be talking shit. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm talking about Africa, sometimes I'm looking at Africa with rose-colored glasses. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I'm talking about Africa, I look at Africa with rose-colored glasses. So if you guys, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, who am I to argue? I sometimes look at Africa with rose-colored glasses. You get me? So forgive me on that. But I do know that bleaching is a thing. I do know that bleaching is becoming mainstream. But I just wanted to touch base quickly on all these points because it's something that has always baffled me. You know? Truly says the most colorist people I know are African. Oh yeah, African aunties are pathetic. Mouth. Oh yes, them. Because all they ever do is bring people down, tear people down. That's all they ever do. These African aunties and uncles, they are judging you. They insert themselves in your life. Yes. Not all. They insert themselves in your life. They want to judge you. But when you try to stick up for yourself, all of a sudden they want to tell you, you know? I mean, I saw a video of a black guy talking about, actually, let me see if I can find that That video. I saw a video of a black guy talking about he doesn't like dark-skinned women because he's already dark. What kind of nonsense is that? It's crazy shit what people be saying, bruv. The guy legit say, "Oh, I cannot date black women because I'm already black." I'm like, what does that even mean? When I see some black women having smoke for black men, sometimes I understand it. Sometimes I understand it because you guys got to understand when I am speaking for the black community, I tend to be coming from my Nigerian guy that grew up in Nigeria perspective. You know what I mean? But then I always forget that, nah, bruh, a lot of people born here, they don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. Because for me, I've never once said, oh yeah, she's too black for me. The fuck? One of the girls I pursued like a motherfucker, a Cameroonian girl, dark-skinned girl. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn, you know. But it's crazy. I can't find the video. Now you know this thing with YouTube. When you are looking for something, you can't really find it all of a sudden. But where the fuck is she? Anyway. Yeah. It's crazy. So I don't understand. That's why I came up with these topics today. Like to try and have like an open conversation to understand like what is all these things coming from and what can we do? And listen, everybody can have a preference, right? Everybody can. Oh, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. Everybody can have a preference. Wait. Everybody can have a preference. Just don't talk down on somebody. Don't just become. Just don't be insulting. You know.
Is it a preference or are you racist? I have not done a video like this in so long, mainly because I do not have time for people speaking and trying to admonish my points being made because my points are pretty reasonable. But guess what? I'm gonna say what needs to be said regardless. Now, before we get into today's video, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is the Favona brand. The Favona brand takes pride in providing their customers with high quality personal care products. From yoni steaming.
I don't get it, buddy. I don't get it. Are we Africans really your biggest issues of all the things you've got to do? And I do acknowledge that there are some Africans that go overboard. Yes, I am not denying that. And I've always said that Africans in America shut the fuck up and stop being a willing participant to be an up to black Americans. Because yes, there are some West Africans, particularly Nigerians and Ghanaians, who go to America and now they want to be the the loudest ups in the room. If you ever watch a video, go to your profile. I know it's I have 4 YouTube channels, guys. I have 4 YouTube channels, so it's somewhere. My mind is just everywhere. That's why I can really find it, you know? I think it's somewhere here for sure. But yeah, guys, call in if you want to have a chat. We can talk about it. One thing I'm going to say to the women, especially to the black women watching this video, is this. You got to be very careful also which women you're taking advice from or which women you're taking perspective from. I think it's very important too, because don't fall into this pipeline of hating men. Okay? Don't fall into this pipeline of hating men, because I'm not going to lie. To hate men now is cool. All right? Hating men right now is the cool thing to do. Let's be real. You know, women come on about, I hate men. Oh, but yes, queen. You know, this thing you women do nowadays. It's like, what the fuck? What does that mean? What does that do? You know? Be very careful. There's a lot of women that come online today and They are traumatized. A lot of women giving this dating advice, a lot of women giving perspective, they're hurt. They're hurt. They come online, they put makeup on, and they're telling you how they figured life out. No. Be very careful. There are good men out there. There are bad men out there. Trust me. There's a lot of great men out there. A lot of them. A lot of them. But I feel like a lot of women also need to take accountability. I'm not saying that there are no bad men out there. I never said that. All I am saying is that there are good men out there and there are bad men out there. And if you as a woman, you keep running into the same type of men, perhaps you want to do some self-reflection. But why do some women get angry anytime I say things like that? Am I wrong for saying you might want to do some self-reflection? Good men are not 1%, Lily, and that is the problem I'm talking about. That is the issue. There is no way, it is impossible for you to say good men are 1%. Should I say good women are 1%? You see, if I say good women are 1%, you guys are going to disagree because you think you are a good woman. You see how it is. You see how it is. I've noticed this with women all the time. Women will happily throw out generalizations, but as soon as you throw out the same thing about women, all of a sudden, you understand, guys? So you see, Lily, my dear friend, it's not that. I don't think good men and good men are 1%. I don't think so. I think, honestly, dating is not hard overall. I don't think dating is hard. I feel like the reason why dating is hard, Lily, in my opinion, is that a lot of people, especially within the black community, a lot of us are traumatized, bruv. And it doesn't help that a lot of black men are anti-therapy. And anytime I talk about therapy, I don't know, I always get pushback from black men. Go to therapy. Talk to somebody. Do you know how many black men would be alive today if they just walked away? Do you know how many black men in America today would not be in jail if they had a way to process their emotions? And this is the problem. A lot of us in the black community, particularly black men, we shy away from things that helps us process our emotions. This is critical. Our community is not lost. It's not lost. Other communities have their own shit. We have our own shit. The reason why people think the black community is all fucked up is because the black community pushes everything out there. We are the only ones that publicize our shit. It's no different in the white community. It's no different in the Latino community. It's no different in the Asian community. But a lot of people think it doesn't happen in those communities because they don't make music videos about it. They don't make TikTok live streams about it. That's the difference. I am a guy, my mom's a diplomat, retired. I grew up surrounded by people from different communities. I guarantee you, there's also a deadbeat problem in the white community too. You think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? There's a deadbeat problem in the Asian community too. But you don't talk about it because it's embarrassing to them. If you look at the context of America, you think the white community doesn't have a drug problem? Have you heard of the opioid crisis? Have you heard of the ongoing fentanyl crisis in the Appalachian Mountains? In the Rust Belt? You think all white people in America are rich? You see, that's the thing. People don't read. People don't know what's going on. But you see, the only community that monetizes their trauma tends to be the black community. Exactly, Lockstar. That is the difference, buddy. Other communities hush about it. We put it out there. We make music videos about it. Exactly, Flory. We make TikTok streams. We make TikTok series. We make reality TV shows. We're like, hey girl, so today I just fucked 5 guys in my room, and today I'm going to tell you how I take child support from 6 men. So guys, my husband is a drug dealer, and he, today let's go on. hey girlfriend, today we're going to go fight Shaniqua. We're going to go beat Shaniqua up. Follow me for part 2. You know what I mean? Hey guys, I'm gonna go fight Ifiona. I'm gonna go punch her up. I'm gonna fuck her boyfriend too. Peace out. See you in the next live stream. Peace. Next thing you know, you have a TV show on Netflix. You have Real Housewives of Atlanta. Next thing you know, you have baddies. Landlord knows however many, where it's just fighting. Bitch, you ain't shit, bitch. I fuck your man, bitch. What you gonna do about it? Bro, the black community, bro, I swear to God, man. Child, we are a special case. But I love us though. I cannot lie. I love us. I love us. I love the black community so much. I cannot lie. I love us. We are chaotic. I love us because at the end of the day, it's exciting. It's fun. We are a fun people. We have our own shit. See, that's why for me, you never see me. Oh, I don't compare us to other communities in the sense of oh, look at that community. No, other communities have their shit. Other communities have their shit. You better believe me. And that's why I always say to some black women, stop pedestalizing other groups of men. Stop it. Date who you want to date. I don't really give a shit. But stop pedestalizing other groups of men. Men are men. That's it. Women are women too, buddy. Men are men. Women are women. End of story. That's it. Stop saying, oh, because he's a white guy, as soon as I date him, my life is going to change. Where the fuck did you get that from? There are some black women that think that every single white guy is out here balling. No. Most men are not rich like that. Most men are not rich like that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to zoom out. Kwame says fact. It's the truth, brother. Most women too are not balling like that. Most people are average earners. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's life. It's just on TikTok that everybody is making 6 figures at a millionaire. Have you guys noticed that shit? TikTok, everybody makes 6 figures on TikTok. Wow. Isn't it funny? In fact, I commented on the guys. My brother, is it Interracial? Is that the name? Sorry. I had to comment on somebody's life. I was like, bro, for a guy that claims to make all this money, you have time to sit on TikTok show. I can't lie. You understand? Like I have to challenge the guy. I was like, bro, if you really made all this money, why are you here? Why are you here? What the fuck? Why are you exactly, bro? Why are you here online trying to teach us the secret? Man, nigga, fuck off, I beg. You scammer. I have nothing against online courses. I have nothing against them. Like, don't try and make it look like, oh, you have all the secret. And after they'll say, oh, if you want all the secrets, subscribe for $50 per month. Nigga, shut up. Nigga, please, man. African, please. Reggae man, please. Don't get me wrong. There are opportunities out there. I get it. Just be smart about it. Don't be. But yeah. So which of the points do you guys want to talk about? Which of the points do you guys want to talk about dig deeper into? Call in to the show. Let's have a chat. Share your opinions. Share your thoughts. I am your humble host, Mr. Kingsley, Unfiltered. Sometimes I'm crazy. Sometimes I'm nice, you know. I feel like sometimes people call in and they see me crashing out and like, this Kingsley guy is a psychopath. like Faizat and I, we have a very toxic relationship, and I live magical. See? That's the black community relationship for you. Faizat and I, we represent the black community couple. We fight, argue, break up. Man, we fight, argue, break up. Disappear for like 2 weeks. Come back. Where have you been? All right, so Captain J says, hi Kingsley, at the date of these lives, they're not, Captain, I'm trying to be more consistent on my live streams, brother. But all my live streams are on my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is on my YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel. It's called Mr. Kingsley Unfiltered React and Commentary, because I sometimes watch documentaries on Africa and I react to them. Okay. Hey, subscribe to my YouTube. Fantastic. See, guys, be like Captain and subscribe to my YouTube channel, man. Damn, I have over 90-something thousand followers. I need some subscribers there. So you can catch this live stream there. It's all there. Yeah. Someone says let's talk about Essence. So what exactly do you guys want to talk about, Essence? Let's talk. Let's share your thoughts. Kingsley, I want to know what your final thoughts about Flory. I haven't checked Zamint out yet. I honestly have. I will most likely this weekend when I have the time to really sit down and review it. Okay, I'll get back to you. But it seems like a cool philosophy. It seems like it has a bunch of smart people in there. So it looks like something that I'll be interested in. So the Essence Festival, and again, like I said, I'm just fascinated. I'm just fascinated by the hate that Black Americans have towards Africans. Now, let me look at it this way. Let me look at it from the perspective of Black Americans. Why would Black Americans have beef against Africans? I can understand why some Black Americans would not appreciate Africans. And I have to be honest. I think most Black Americans have beef, not with Africans, but mainly with Nigerians and Ghanaians. I have to be honest, because I think Nigerians and Ghanaians tend to be the loudest. We tend to be the loudest. We tend to be the loudest. We tend to be the most, we tend to be the more aggressive in a way. I can't lie. I have seen some Nigerians and Ghanaians like do some of the most. I've seen them do the most. You know, I've seen them do the most. I can't lie. Like I've seen Nigerians and Ghanaians go to MAGA, Make America Great Again, TikTok live streams and be talking against Black Americans. Like, what the fuck, buddy? Like, yes, that is whoa, that is too much, bro. I saw a Ghanaian lady, a Ghanaian woman, one of these aunties. You know these African aunties and uncles that are so fucking psychopathic in their mind. She went to this MAGA live stream and was talking down on Black Americans. Like that, to me, that is too much, madam. And it was so bad. It was so bad because she did not realize that they were using her to say things that those people felt. They were just using her. She was the token. Calling Black Americans lazy. Calling Black Americans this. Madam, you are African. You have no right. But I also think a lot of Africans need to acknowledge that Black Americans are the reason why we have access to America. We cannot deny that fact. Black Americans are the reason why other people of color, I don't like using that word, but I have to have access to America. That's the fact. And we need to acknowledge that. And we cannot always say, oh, but look at what Africans have done. But Black Americans are also doing well. And that's the problem. I think that's where the problem comes from. Everybody is trying to one-up one another. Africans are trying to one-up Black Americans. Black Americans are trying to one-up Africans. Caribbeans are trying to one-up Africans. Africans are trying to one-up Caribbeans. Black Americans are trying to one-up both of them. It's a vicious cycle that doesn't benefit anybody, because at the end of the day, you all are Black. I mean, you all are Black. You think in the eyes of the oppressor, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's a Black American. Oh yeah, no. But I'm like, oh no, stop, please, don't discriminate against them. They are South African. Man, shut up. You're Black. And as such, you will be treated accordingly. So what's the point of fighting each other when you all are dealing with the same shit? That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't get. That's why I put that Essence Festival this. Like, what's the point of fighting each other? You all are experiencing the same shit. Instead of us figuring out how do we get power? How do we build economies? How do we build businesses? Guys, did you know the top 100 CEOs in Africa. In Africa. Over 90% of the top CEOs in Africa are not black. Let that sink in. In the Africa Report, top 100 CEOs in Africa, over 90% of the top CEOs in Africa ain't black, are not black men. I'm going to post a separate video on that. You understand what I mean? So when I see black men fighting each other, when I see black South African men fighting Nigerian men, and Ethiopian men fighting Somalian men, and Kenyans fighting Ruto, which Kenyans should continue to do because Ruto is an op. Ruto is a piece of shit. Keep fighting for your country, Kenyans. I'm supporting you guys. But when we are busy fighting each other, oh, thanks for the sunglasses. Connie, thank you. When we are busy fighting each other, what does that do? What does that help? Who does that help? When black South Africans are busy fighting other black Africans that are just as poor as you. I saw a video of black South Africans denying other black Africans access to healthcare. That is bad. That is bad. You don't do that to people. You don't deny people access to healthcare, bruv. You don't do that. I saw it. I posted it on my page. You don't do that. That is. I think that might even be encroaching on human rights infringement, something like that. Like healthcare is a basic human right. You're denying. What if they're sick? So they will die on the street, and that's all, because they're illegal. You deny them access to good healthcare. Where is all this energy for the white folks in South Africa? But that's the thing with the black community. We fight ourselves because we are too scared to focus on the people that actually has their feet on our necks. That's it. That's why black men would easily and happily fight each other. That is why black men would happily pew one another. And then as soon as a white man is walking by, he smiles and he doesn't stress him. Have you guys seen how I made a video the other day and I said I don't respect black gangs. I don't. I do not respect black gangs. I do not. You know why I don't respect black gangs? Because all black gangs do is terrorize other black people. That's it. They unalive other black people. They harass other black people. They're not a net positive for their community. They don't do nothing. A white person can come to a neighborhood, the black gangs will stress them. The Asian man would open a business in a black neighborhood, they won't stress him. But they will happily press and pew another black dude. Talking about I run my block. You don't run shit. Do you know that other gangs, the white gangs, the Latino gangs, the Asian gangs, those gangs actually own stuff? Did you guys know that? Did you know that other businesses, other gangs actually are their operations, their businesses? They own properties, they own businesses, they own states, they own cities. Some gangs literally do run cities, do run countries. Do you guys know that? I read, guys. You should read too. I read. Yes, Flory. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know how many of these politicians are in the pockets have been bought by all these gangs? It isn't a small thing. That's why I say I don't respect black gangs. All they do is make noise and do rap music. They don't own shit. You're weak. The black man is weak. I said what I said. And I'm including myself there as well. As a collective, the black man is the weakest man in the world. We don't own shit. We don't own nothing. We don't own shit. When you hear the cartel, the Mexican cartel, did you know that the Mexican cartel is a multi-billion dollar? Did you guys know that? The DRUGS trade, global, is controlled by the cartels. Oh, yes. Do you know that in some places in Mexico, the cartels literally run the state? They do. Sometimes they have the police in their pockets. They have the army in their pockets. They have politicians in their pocket. That is what gangs do. I am not advocating for gang. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just trying to show you guys what other gangs do. Sometimes these gangs that you see, these cartels, they break infrastructure. That is why I said they are heavily protected by the locals. They do like social services. These gangs that you see, this cartel, most of these cartels and gangs, they started from grassroots to fight to protect the people. Like Robin Hood, exactly, Flory. Just like that. That's how most gangs start. But then they start and then they become messed up. Yes. We are going to start and protect this small place. Again, protect the people. We are going to bring jobs. We're going to bring money. We're going to, buy food. We're going to help the poor. We're going to, we're going to, next thing you know, is grow, grow, grow. Now you're a multi-billion-dollar company. Now they are brutal. They are brutal. They are incredibly brutal. But that's what the cartels do. Or they are fighting government. They are fighting. They are using weapons to fight. But what do black gangs do? Make rap music. Rap music they don't even fucking own. We are pathetic as black men. We gotta be for real. And this is embarrassing. So while some of you are out here insulting black women, of course, it's stupid comments. Not all. What is stupid comments? Do I look like are we 5 years old that we need to be told not all? Is that all, that when somebody writes not all, that means when they have nothing else to say, they just want to feel like they're saying something. No shit, Einstein. Of course not all. We don't need you to write it out for us. Take a tablet, just go and sit down one place, I beg. I hate that comment. We are grown people in the world. We are grown people here telling me not all. No shit. When I say black men are the weakest men in the world, you guys think I'm just trying to troll. I am not trying to troll. I'm a black man. I am included there as well as a collective. We don't own shit as black men. Wake the fuck up. Even in America, to the black Americans and the FBA and the ADOS and the whatever that always like to come at Africans for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. You are still black. And in America, you are at the bottom of the barrel, sir. Whether you're better than me or not is irrelevant. You don't own shit. That's the truth. But I think a lot of black American men, they don't want to face that reality. They don't want to face that reality because it's a dark reality. So what do? You punch down. Or you punch down to the people that are supposed to be, that you think are beneath you. So why do you think so many black American men, when they want to make content, it's all about women? Submit. Africans ain't shit. They live in mud. Have you guys seen the way some of these black Americans talk about Africans? You would think it's the KKK talking, but it's a fellow black man. Have you guys seen it? I literally had a black American, black like me, tell me to go back to my country. I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Who the hell are you? I'm not even in America, buddy. Who the fuck are you? And then I asked him, okay, what power do you have to send me back to my country? You understand? I then asked him, what power do you have as a black man in America to send me back to my country? As a black American man. He ignored my question. He ignored my question. That was my question. Okay, you want me to leave your country, which I'm not in? What power do you have as a black American man telling me to go back to my country? What power do you have to send me back today? He ignored my question. You know why he ignored my question? Because that challenged him to do something about it. He couldn't do it because he doesn't run shit. You're not in charge of the presidency. You're not in charge of the police. You're not in charge of the military. You're not in charge of ICE. You're not even well represented in political decisions. He shut up. But that is the typical play of the powerless. You see this behavior in Africa as well. It's not exclusive to black Americans. You see this happening in Africa as well. A lot of African men will never ever challenge and fight a corrupt politician and be willing to put their neck on the line. They will never do that. In fact, they will kiss the feet of that corrupt politician man. But when they go home, they will abuse their wife, talk about submission. But let a woman wear short skirts. He will hit on her and also insult her as well. Have you observed the contradiction that is black men for real? A lot of us black men are walking contradictions, bruv. We demonize the same women we fuck. I mean, this is men in general, but I'm focused on black men. We demonize the same women we fuck. It is the weirdest shit for me. And these single mothers, black women create single mothers. Who's fucking them? Is their dildo giving them? Is their dildo the one coming inside them? Is it their dildo coming inside them? No. It's you as a fellow black man that is having sex with the same women you're demonizing. Am I wrong? Single mothers don't manifest out of thin air. Especially when you want to talk about black single mothers and black kids. Somebody, black man, is having sex with her and creating kids. When a woman has 7 kids and she's a single mother, most likely more than one man have had sex with her and dipped. It's not just on the woman, because that's one thing you guys like to say. You always like to say, oh yeah, but they are the ones raising the kids. Hey, well, shit. Who's fucking her? Who's fucking her? Or some black men who come online and say, oh, black women are overweight. They're overweight. But guess what? Somebody is still clapping that overweight woman. She's still getting piped down by you lot. Why are you complaining? I'm just saying. I mean, am I talking shit? Am I talking shit? And if I'm talking shit, prove me wrong with some points. Don't just say you're talking shit and scoot back. Black men have no power. I said what I said. We have no power. The top 100 CEOs in Africa, over 90% of them are not black. Those are the men determining the economic future of your country, of hiring, of jobs. The top Fortune 500 CEOs in America are not black. Only like 0.0 only point, I think 1% or less are black men and black women. Not counting which one is black American, because you guys love to define who you are, right? Black Americans. You ain't Africans though, you know? You're not us, because apparently telling Africans that you are not us is the main focus for you all, right? I saw a video of some black Americans talking about we are not Africans, we don't live in mud huts. I was like, this is such a white supremacy talking point. I get wanting to be American, but you don't have to take some of these illogical racial epithets. And sometimes when I look at some black American men, I think a large portion of black American men, you just want to be white men. I feel like a lot of black American men that are so anti-African, you just want to be, a lot of you deep down, you just want to be white men. You just want to be white men. And you guys talk as if living in the hut is bad. Huts are practical solutions that have existed for years, for millennia. How come nobody makes fun of Eskimos for living in igloos, but everybody wants to make fun of Africans for living in huts? Africa. It's practical. It's not an insult. I don't get it. I said it. A lot of black American men just want to be white men because of the way some of you talk. You guys talk like you are white men with power. You're not. You're not. You wish you were, but unfortunately you're not. You're not. If you think, and you could easily ask me, where did I get this from? I got it from the way some of you talk. These Africans. I've seen black Americans call Africans monkeys too. What? What? That's what I said. So when you hear some of these guys talk, but my message is this. You may hear this message and you might think, oh, what is this African talking about? What this African is saying, FBAs, ADOS, I don't care what you choose to do. I genuinely don't give a shit. I don't. The reason I'm speaking about this is to highlight a broader point, which includes you, whether you like it or not. You can delineate and call yourself not African. No, do you really think most Africans give a shit if you want to be African or not? This is a conversation I really want to have with some black Americans. I can be very honest with you. We don't give a fuck. We have enough Africans that love being African. I love being African. The reason I'm speaking about this is because it popped up through this Essence Festival. If you looked at my screen, you would know what I'm talking about. You would know the context. But then again, I don't care. And the reason I'm speaking on this is, first off, I'm a content creator and make social commentary, number one. And number two, I'm speaking about this because I'm trying to remind you that you don't have the power to make people care, unfortunately. You're black, just like me. So whether you say you're not African, nobody gives a shit. You can call yourself foundational black Americans all you want. Sure, go for it. Nice one. You can call yourself ADOS. Sure, go for it. But you're still black. And you can say, oh, we are not you and you're not us. Oh, I never wanted to be you. I love your culture. I do think black Americans have a beautiful culture. I do think black Americans have done so much for the world. I agree. But I don't agree with this fighting, this unnecessary shit throwing to one another. Why do you guys always use fake profile to talk to me? Why are you guys scared of me? I saw a guy say, yeah, I think you do care. Of course you use the fake profile. Come on, show your face. Don't be scared. I don't bite. I don't bite. I don't bite. Come talk to me. Especially if you disagree with me. Come talk to me. I swear to God, come talk to me. Just be bold. I don't bite. I really don't. Because I think I've seen some FBAs in the chat. All of you all have no picture. Come talk to me. And no screaming, please. Because that's one thing a lot of you like to do. Because I've tried to have conversations with some of you, it got nowhere. Because this, I think I figured out the playbook of some like FBAs who like. Because I think it's very important to understand what FBA is. Not all FBAs are anti-African. That's something we have to understand. So I'm not talking about those FBAs. I'm not talking about those ADOS people. There are FBAs that have nothing evil against Africans. Sure. But there are some FBAs that do have something against Africans, and those are the ones I'm talking about. I totally understand Black Americans have been traumatized and they need to find their identity. I get it. And probably we would do the same if we were in their shoes. I get it. You see, I am not trying to and by the way, one more thing. A lot of these super radical guys that are so anti-Africans, a lot of you are not who you think you are. Africans are centering themselves too much. It's not always about, yo, well, I'm an African. I am an African. Who the fuck am I supposed to center? Chinese? I am an African. I am Nigerian, in case you did not realize. Why the fuck would I not center myself? I'm quite proud of my heritage. I'm proud of my continent. Why would I center somebody that is not me? Well, unfortunately for you, I actually like who I am. I'm talking in regards to, okay. But you say Africans center themselves too much. Anyway, moving on. Your comment was confusing. You said Africans center themselves too much. It's not about yours. So I'm African. If you were talking about African Americans, you would have written African American. So that's why I responded that way. It's comprehension skill. No, I don't think it's comprehension skill. I think it's English skills. I think you lack your ability to communicate your points clearly. But then again, I understand a lot of Black men don't have that skill. So it's okay. It's normal. Just accept your L and move on. It's okay. It's okay to say I fucked up. You don't have to let your ego do the talking. So that's the point. That's the point. You know? Please step aside. You're white. You wish you were white. Because that's what you guys sent to them. I don't wish to be white. I'm me. I'm Kingsley. I'm Nigerian. I think that's enough. That's more than enough for me. I don't kiss people's ass. And I don't have an identity crisis. I don't have an identity crisis where one day I'm Native American, the next day I'm Moor. Oh gosh. One day I'm Native American with a feather in my bio. The next day I'm Jewish, Hebrew Israelites. The next day I'm more like, bruv, I feel sorry for y'all, man. I feel sorry for you. Like, really. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. It's really sad. And jokes aside, I genuinely do. It must suck. It must suck. I feel sorry. I really do, bruv. I really do. Because it's like trying to grasp onto something that's not really yours. That must suck, bud. But you guys like to run away from the fact that whether you like it or not, we have more in common than you would like to accept, but you hate that. And I say, you get your education and knowledge from white people, so what history do you really know? Well, you get your livelihood from white people in America, don't you? So what do you really do? White people run America, don't they? A Black American was literally hung some weeks back. What did you guys do? But yeah, come to Africans. Fight Africans, though. Who run Africa? Guess what? At least the face of Africa is black. The face of Africa is black. Can you say the same about America? The face of Africa is black. Say whatever you want to say. So, the president looks like me. The ministers look like me. The politicians look like me. The millionaires look like me. Can you say the same thing about you, buddy? Checkmate. 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 But typical, fights the African, because you cannot really challenge the people that actually run your country. You can say whatever you want to say, bruv. The president looks like me. The police looks like me. I don't get shut up for wearing hoodie in the wrong neighborhood. I don't think I've ever worried about getting lynched. I don't think that has ever been a worry of mine. But yeah, but sure. Africans are the biggest issue for you, for sure. Sure. Moving on to more productive conversations. The black man doesn't have the power. You see, when a man has no power in this world, he will try to find that power somewhere. Typically, this power is going to come from people he or she deems, or he deems to be lower than him. Okay? And he never punches up. He never punches up. He typically punches to the side or he punches down. This is what you see from a lot of what's going on in South Africa right now, what's going on in Nigeria right now, and what's going on in America right now. Also happening in the Caribbean. Somebody that has no power, especially men, this is the psychology of men. Men are power creators. We seek power somewhere. And when we are not in power, when we are not centered in power, is we try to find our power somewhere. It could be in our families. That is why you see a man who goes to the office. In the office, he's on the lower rank in that office. But in the house, he wants to enforce his power on his wife and kids. You understand? He gets told what to do in his office, but in the home, he wants to dominate the wife. He wants to dominate the kids. This was the situation for a lot of African men. This is the case for a lot of black men. This is the case for a lot of black men. Oh, yes. And I know these are the kind of conversations that gets our panties in a bunch, but this is the truth. But this is the truth. Yes. Exactly. It's the truth. We want power. Black men also want power. That's why you have talking points like FBAs attacking Africans consistently, even when it makes no sense. Again, not all FBAs are anti-African, but some are, and those are the ones I'm addressing. Because on average, in the power hierarchy in America, the black man is at the bottom. He has no power. He has no economic power. He's not in office. And look at Donald Trump's government. How many black men are in there? Let's be for real. Representation matters, right? How many black men in America are calling the shots in America right now? Not a lot. Very few. The white man calls the shot for the black man in America. That is the daily truth. So he has to figure something out. We're all cooked. The black community is cooked. The black man is cooked. The black man is cooked. And that's one thing I like to say to black men in general. We are all dealing with the same issues, whether you like it or not. That is the truth. I've accepted it. That is what I can move forward. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. As a black man, the more you try to run away from who you are and your identity, the more you run away from it, the more dysfunctional you will be. You can fight me in my comment section. You can fight me all you want. You can insult me. You can call me a tether. You can even call me a monkey all you want, which I've been called before from other Black Americans, which is funny enough to me, right? Black Americans have insinuated I'm a monkey, which is so funny to me. It's crazy shit from other Black Americans. It's weird. And I say this to Black men all the time. The only way for us to get respect as a community is for Black men to actually build shit. Last Mad King, brother, how are you? We don't build shit. We don't build shit. We don't build shit. That is the truth. And I don't care about sports. Exactly, M1. Indians are 2% of the US population and they're overrepresented in Trump's administration. That's true. M1, brother, I saw you. I'll bring you on in about 10 minutes, brother. Let me get my rant off. I got you, bro. Okay, M1. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah. We're all dealing with the same shit. We're all dealing with the same shit. And no matter how much you try to run away from your identity, you're not going anywhere. You're a Black man. Embrace it. Figure it out. This calling each other names and fighting each other and calling you this one tether. No matter how much you separate yourself, you're still a Black man. And especially in America, you're still a Black man. You don't carry FBA on your forehead. And even if you are FBA, you think that changes anything? Let's have this conversation. Even if you're FBA and you tell the system that exists in America, oh, it's okay, I'm FBA. So fucking what? What is that going to do? What is that going to do? But, oh, sorry. I'm not going to brutalize you, Mr. FBA. Sorry about that. I thought you were African, but you're not. You're FBA. Let me treat you differently. Is that what's going to happen? Exactly, M1. Nothing changes. You're still Black. That is why I buy into this whole shit of, oh, I'm this, I'm that. But we're Black, bud. So you can come in, you can fight me all you want, you can call me names all you want. It doesn't change shit. It doesn't change shit. It doesn't change shit. But I say this, and I'm going to say it again. The weaker a man is, the more he's going to try to find power somewhere. When a man has no true power in the world, he will create that power somewhere. And this typically comes from women, from kids, or people he deems lower than him. That is why you see Black Americans in an oppressive system that is America. They call Africans monkeys. And mind you, if you put me close to some Black Americans, we probably look the same. Mind you, if you do a DNA test, there's probably some Nigerian or Ghanaian in you. But no, I guess you are Native American. You are from the Shihaha tribe. Even the Native Americans are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But hey, keep putting feathers in your bio. Keep putting corn in your bio, I guess. You're from the Shihaha tribe that never existed. But go on. So colorism, the Black community. Let's talk about that. It's something I've never really explored, but I'm learning. I speak to a lot of Black women, and they talk about their experiences with colorism. And this ties into the third point. Black British boys and men, are y'all okay? In my own personal observation and experience, Why do so many black British men have so much beef with black women? I don't understand the shit. The floor is open, ladies and gentlemen. Come talk to your boy. Welcome on board. Let's have a chat. The floor is open. Please, let's be respectful as much as possible. I think I've ranted for over an hour. I'd like to hear other people talk. It's a late night show, so we can be vulgar. We can speak our mind. It's no problem. It's late night. Call in. Let's have a chat. And you can talk about the other points that you see here, or you talk about other points as well. Let's have a chat. Emma, I saw you wanted to hop on board. Send your requests. Let's talk. But please, all I ask is keep it classy. Please keep it classy. Let's not insult. Don't throw insult and please keep it PG. Because this is my platform, and you guys come in, you can say anything. I'm the face of this platform. If anything happens, I'm the one that has to deal with the consequence. So please have that respect for me. Thank you.
Yeah, Kingsley. You're right, bro. Yeah, I'm good, bro. You?
I'm good, bro. Welcome.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. About the black British boys and men have beef with black women in the UK. I don't really think that is the case.
Okay, fair. Why is that, sir?
Like, I am from the UK. One thing I'm gonna say is, let's just keep it real. A lot of black women in the West don't like the average black man. They literally love the guy who is, especially in the UK, the guy who is either like I'm doing fraud or either he is a gang member. Those are the kind of guys that they're basically going for.
Okay, I've heard that before. I've heard that. Okay.
Yeah, because I could actually, so like, let me say this. I could remember that when I first got to like the UK, some of the nastiest people to me were black women.
Oof.
They were the nastiest people like towards me. But what is crazy is I don't hate them. And
why is that?
I don't know. But one thing that black women, especially in the West, never do is they never look in the mirror. All they do is they cry on the internet that black men don't like them. But do you know that black man's personal experience with black women? Those are the kind of questions that we need to be asking.
I think that's a fair question, bro.
Yeah, because of me, for example, now, like I was put in a position where if I actually like hated them, it should have been justified. But thankfully, I never went down that path.
Okay.
Because contrary to what black women say on the internet, they are very, very nasty. I mean, in real life, like very, very nasty. They can be very, very nasty.
They can be very, very nasty. But do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna as the moderator, I have to hop in here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Guys, before I speak, let's please keep in mind people are sharing their own personal lived experience. Okay. I may not agree with everything the brother is saying, but I respect his experience, and I also have my own stories with black women too. But I can never generalize. I've met people are people, you understand? But guys, please, I don't say this often, but please tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. I hate saying it. I've been here for over an hour plus, and this is the first time I'm actually saying this. The reason I'm saying it is because it tells the algorithm that you guys like it here. Please, just it keeps the algorithm that, hey, they like it, people are watching, and you know what I mean. Just like the screen. So M1, let me just ask you a quick question if you're there, bro.
Yeah.
So people are asking, because I'm just seeing what's on the chat and I'm passing it to you.
Okay.
So people are asking, why though? Is it
okay?
Is it
at that
approach,
point?
Maybe
at that point, I just come to like the UK, so they didn't like me because I was just straight out of Africa. Though, like, thankfully, like right now it is different. Like I've literally had a lot of great experience with like black women. Now, hell, I literally have black women like will cook for me, huh?
You got the muscles up.
Yeah. I literally have black women like who basically like cook for me, like like they treat me well. And like right now it has kind of changed. But before, even right now, some of them are still very, very, like their behavior is still very, very bad. But I just ignore it now. Mm-hmm. But there are certain black men who hate black women for no reason, which is very, very bad. And it needs to be addressed. I literally have I literally have a guy who basically told me that he doesn't go for dark-skinned black girls, and I literally was a guy like, why is that? He basically told me this, that because of he believes that dark-skinned black women stink. I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa! What the fuck, bruv?
I was like, what the? And what is crazy
Nah,
is,
bro. I would have. I'm sorry.
let me tell you something, yeah.
No, I would have slapped the shit out of his face. The fuck?
Yeah,
That is racist.
let me tell you
bruv.
something, yeah.
That's racist.
A
That's
lot
not even
of black
colorism anymore.
girls,
That's racist.
yeah. And what's crazy is that a lot of black girls, they still sleep with this guy. Why? Because of the guy is 6 foot tall and the guy's light skin.
My days. Are you for real?
I am being dead serious.
I was trying to fight for them, and they're still fucking the dude.
Trust me, like they are still fucking this guy.
But that's still wrong, bro. I would have done something for sure, because that is a level of disrespect I cannot. Oof. Anyway, Emma, let's go to Holly a little bit, yeah. Let's hear Holly, then I'll circle back to you. So, guys, please dial in. You can speak on the points on the screen, or you can just share your mind. It's all good. Holly, what's up? You there? Holly?
Yeah. So with the black British boys and men, are you okay? In my opinion, I think that black women, in a way, yeah, they look at black men as inferior to other races of men.
Exactly.
Or to other groups of men. Yeah.
Damn.
You can tell when you go to workplaces, the way they like look at you, or they see you, or the way they interact with you. They always interact with you like in a hostile way. They don't smile, right?
Damn.
They don't show any femininity towards you. But when it comes to white man, or Arab man, or Pakistani man, they start smiling. Understand? A big smile. They will show more femininity towards them.
But if I can, quick question, brother. So Holly, because I made a video talking about black men creating the environment for black women to be submissive. That's my position. I think for us to want our women to be feminine, we as black men, as a collective, we need to do more to create that environment. Do you think what's your opinion on that, Holly? Do you think, how does that sound to you? Let me just, because I want to hear you people talk. I don't want to talk too much on this, because I want to hear from the black British.
No, like you are right, yeah, you are right. But the major problem, yeah, in the UK, also maybe in America, but it's starting to become also a trend in Europe, is that there's this stereotypical black man that they go for. This gangster rap.
I can't lie. Those guys clean up, Sha.
No.
Oh yeah, they clean up.
No,
those guys clean up.
No, in my opinion,
have sex regularly.
This gangster culture needs to die. It has fucked a lot of us.
I can't lie, Sha.
It's not productive. It's not conducive. It's ruining a lot of black boys as well. And a lot of black boys think that in order for me to get with a black woman, I need to copy this rapper personality.
So a lot of black maximum in the UK.
Yeah, they walk around with a personality, but they copy. It's a copy personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody wants to be goofy anymore. Exactly. Nobody wants to be unique anymore. Like, the white guys. The white guys can have like multiple personality. There's the nerd. There's the nerdy one. There's the gym bro one. There's the anime. But us,
black men, you're either gangster, athlete, or rapper.
Yes, to get black women. And black women, they see that as that's the black man. You understand? Yeah. So the rest, they don't have even any chance. You understand?
Okay, bro.
Not even any chance, so little.
Okay.
So that's why there's this. So even the best ones, the smart ones, they don't have any chance. So they will reproduce with these gangster ones.
Okay. So Holly.
So that's how
Holly, land your plane, brother, so that I need to go to Dead Jag and others. So
no. That's my point. That's my point, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Holly, stay, because I have more questions for you. But let's go to Dead Jag. Dija. Sorry, bro, I don't see your full name. What's the name, brother? Dead Jag?
Yeah, it's a Swedish name, but Dijak.
Okay. Dijak. Go. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Share your point.
Okay, thank you. The brother he spoke about a lot of good topics, man. I just wanna talk about this. Why do Black Americans always have beef with Africans? I think it's because of uh some countries in Africa or some ethnics or some tribes. I don't want to say because for the African Americans, Africa is just for them like a country, or they think all of us are the same. They don't know there's Central Africa, there's East Africa, there's. They just speak in Africa like as is one, and that's not good. The ones that are trying to force those people into the African community, they should address their ethnic groups
Mhm.
so that they can know. If he's from, let's say, like Congo or Ghana, he can let him put his flag there and say, "Yo, you from us, you from here." Don't
Yeah, yeah.
just say the entire group, which is wrong. And I
Yeah.
think that's why we Africans trying to force them to be African.
Mhm.
Bro, if you're African, then you're African. Like that's not something you can hide.
Okay.
You have African look, you're African. So I think we should just leave those people alone, you know what I'm saying? Let them
Yeah.
fight for even if they want to be native, like that's not our problem. It's not our problem, bro. If you can like they trying to be native, okay. If they're native, they're the ones that know that place. They've been living there for over 400 years. So they can say whatever they want, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Fair
I
point.
think that so I think that's why I think that's why they have some beef with us. Other than that, I think we good.
Okay. No, no, no. I mean, largely, I want to make something very, very clear. I respect Black Americans. I think Black Americans have done fantastic things for the world. I disagree when people say Black Americans have no culture. That is utterly disrespectful.
They
Black
literally
Americans
have the
do.
biggest culture in the world. Like
They have. No, let me learn. Let me learn. Let me learn, please. I don't like when I let you speak. Let me speak, please. I don't like when Africans or people say Black Americans do not have culture. That is disrespectful. They absolutely have culture. They have. I mean, I grew up on Black American content, so that's right. Meet the Jeffersons. I keep watching 227. I watch a lot. Fat Albert. I grew up on that culture. The Prince of Bel Air. The I watch a lot of and I read a lot of books about Black American culture, about this, that not just the struggle, because I believe Black American history is much more than struggle and civil rights. I read about the Black Wall Street. I've read about the inventions or the inventors, the beautiful times. Like I do that. And they paved the way for Africans and people of color to have access in America. That is a feat. That is done. So I'm not coming from a place of all I'm actually saying is, bruv, we can work together. We can figure it out. Like I get it, bruv. I get it. People fight. It's normal. Even twins fight. Let's fight, but let's not let it get to the way of looking at things clearly and knowing who the real enemy is. I am not your enemy like that. We may have clash, sure. You think the Asians get along perfectly all the time? You think the whites get along perfectly all the time? Hell no. But they understand that when it's time to work together, we got to work together so that we can conquer the others. But does it
Hey,
matter? You there?
Kingsley, it's great to talk with you
Likewise, man. How
and
are
the
you?
rest of the panel. I'm doing great. I'm doing well. I wanted to talk on the first point about the whole thing that's developing. I think it's a developing
It's a
story
developing
with
story,
the
yes.
Essence, yeah, with the Essence Festival. And it seemed like there was a change of leadership in Essence. Essence has always been a Black publication in the Black community here in America that highlighted Black culture and Black American women and our role in Black culture, Black American culture. So now, and that's what the festival was built on African American culture, music, fashion, hair, makeup, the whole nine yards, celebrities and everything. So it seemed like people who attended the festival this year noticed a shift, that it didn't have that African American, it was moving away from being rooted in Black American culture. And they noticed that it seemed like it's being branded as more corporate and more inclusive, like to include other cultures of the world, other Black cultures of the world. And so people are noticing that and starting to question it. And it just so happened that the person who's at the helm of Essence right now is a Black woman from, I believe, from East Africa.
I think she's Kenyan. I think.
Right,
I think.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it though.
So
I get it though. I get
yeah, and I get it
though.
too, because it's
I get
one
it.
of the
Yeah.
last things we have left as a
I
festival
get it.
that
Yeah.
highlighted and celebrated our Blackness.
She got a
So
white
now if
husband
you
as
got a
well.
woman who's Kenyan,
Damn.
I mean, that's like putting a white woman at the head of Essence Magazine and then telling her, go ahead and develop the Essence Festival this year. What do you think that's going to look like?
I get it. I get it.
Is that going to look like the Black American Cookout?
She got a white wife. Oh, I thought I read as white husband. Oh, I mean, I don't know much. I'm learning the story as we go. But go on.
So is it going to look like the way we normally see the festival with the OJs, with, it's just so deeply rooted in Black American culture, our swag, and how we do things.
Fair.
So this is what people are questioning. So what is it being turned into this "We Are the World" now type of event?
Mm-hmm.
Is it turning into an event where it's going to be inclusive of all Black cultures, all African cultures? Because we're part of that group of being African too, right? So is it going to be inclusive of all African cultures? West Africa, East, North, South, and us here in Black America? I don't know.
You know what? I can see why the backlash now. Because let's be real. For those of you that go to Afro Nation, I don't know if you know Afro Nation Does It Matter, but Afro Nation
Right,
is a
Afro
big
Nation.
it's a big Afrobeats. It's a big Afrobeat event. So guys, imagine if they now twist Afro Nation and then they start playing hip hop and R&B. How would we also feel? You understand? So now that I get it though. Yeah. It's valid. It's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's valid. Yeah. Fair enough. Thanks for that clarification. Does it matter? I really don't. That's why we have this platform to actually have real chat. You know what I mean? Because I feel like people see me and they come in mid live stream when I'm crashing out and they think I'm just an up. No, I try to bring people from every part of the Black community to actually share perspectives that I would never know. So I really do appreciate you, Dog. Does it matter for bringing that perspective? Because I'm looking at things objectively, I get the backlash. I do. I get it. So thank you so much.
And the other thing I wanted to mention, the brothers were talking about their experience in Britain. And I find it interesting that they have the same complaints that I've heard Black men here in America complain about. That as Black women, all we want is the Bookies, the Ray Rays, and the gangsters. That's all who we go after. And I just find it so interesting. It's like the mirror is the same. Like now abroad over the pond, they have these complaints as well. Women are not paying attention to the good guys. That we don't pay attention to the good guys. We only pay attention to the bad guys. I don't know. I just find that kind of odd.
No,
That women over here and women abroad behave the same way.
I really want to hear from the ladies.
Is there some agenda that's being pushed? Is there some agenda that's being pushed? And I don't know. How could we both be experiencing the same thing and we have totally different lifestyles and environment here in America and in the UK, but the men have the same complaints that we only go after the gangsters, we only go after the rappers, we only want the bad boys.
Is it true though?
Can I say something about that?
No, just quick, guys. I want to hear from the women. Guys, I swear to God, I'll come to you guys. I promise you, because this is I always get men here. When I have women, I wanna hear the women. I'm sorry, I'll come to you, brothers. I promise.
I think when we're unhealed and we're acting out, yes, we do. I think when we're unhealed and we're acting out and we're not in our right state of mind, they're probably right.
I do agree with you. Does it matter that I think the black community in general needs a lot of healing? But does it matter? Let me check with the fellas a little bit. Emma, I know you wanted to say something. Emma, say something. Emma, does it matter? Stay put, please, because I still have a lot of questions for you.
I am going
Emma,
to
you
say
speak.
this.
Holy speaks, and then Dejak, and then we'll go to love. Okay, Emma, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I am going to say this here is even my sister, who is this pro-black activist, who is this black activist and all that too. We're having a discussion like five weeks ago, and she basically said, said this year that it doesn't matter where a black woman is, whether it be in terms of her education, financially, she could be at the top of the world, yet she's always going to get pregnant by a dysfunctional / a pookie, which is just the harsh truth. She can go to Harvard or Yale, she's still going to get pregnant by a dysfunctional guy. Look at this girl, this Osaka girl who is basically a tennis, who plays 10. Look at the guy that she literally got pregnant by a flipping mid-tier, the guy makes some, I don't know what the guy does, but
is it
the guy
Corday, the
trash.
rapper?
Yes,
the Japanese black girl.
Yeah. Look at the guy that's got pregnant by. Look at Sky Jackson. She used to be in Disney, she was in the Descendants class on Disney.
Those are celebrities, though, bro. Let's keep it.
No.
Who's the baby then?
And
who's
is basically some guy that she basically found attractive because of the guy went to jail. And right now she's currently a single mom. But one thing I'll tell you is, if you are a black guy who is completely just a very, very, very normal guy, they will not look your way.
Okay.
At all.
Got you. Okay, bruv. Okay, Emma, let's go to Holly to speak, and then Dejak, then we'll go to Love, who's also the lady on the panel. I really want to hear the ladies speak. So Holly, go ahead, brother, and then Dejak, and then Love.
Yeah, so you see, in the black community, okay, so every race here or culture, they have their own underground culture, right? The gangster life, right? The Chinese have their own triad, the Japanese have their own, I don't know, they still have the Yakuza, I think. But everything is like underground, innit? But the black one is promoted to the mainstream, which is destroying us. These are supposed to be low class. You see, we need to bring back class. Yeah? We need to be divided in classes. Right? The smartest one have to be on top. And all these low life flipping rappers they have to be at the bottom. And they have to be there, unshamed. Right? Because we cannot just carry on like this. This is embarrassing, man. Like, we're literally praising these people like Storm. Bro, I don't give a fuck about no Stormzy or no.
Thank you.
I was in America. Like, I don't care.
4 weeks ago. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off here. I didn't tell you that back in 2019, because of this guy headlined a festival, they call that Black Excellence. How the fuck is a rapper headlining a festival called Black Excellence? Yeah. These guys, they've all like as a race, we literally have no individual that basically owns a company that is bringing in $50 billion in revenue, not even 10 billion, but instead some rapper.
They're supposed to be the scruffy ones cleaning up toilets or stuff.
Thank you.
Nonsense people, no brain, they have no intellect. Yeah, like they have low IQs. Like,
I really like this Holly guy.
We have destroyed ourselves for this Europe. I swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have destroyed ourselves.
The culture is the same thing everywhere. Whether that be in Germany, whether that be in France, it is the same drill music that they are literally making. It is the same trance that they're basically celebrating every single time.
Okay, guys. Let's give Dejak a chance to speak, and then we'll go to Lovely. Okay, Dejak, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to speak about this. Why do the dark-skinned woman look at the black man like that? I think, bro, it's like you look at it, hip hop, right? Is black culture, and then you have other blacks that come into Europe, like they kind of live the same places, you know what I'm saying? Like they have to try become somebody, like for them to be rich, it takes a time. You know, it's not like the white man because he already live in his homeland, he already got his system, cousins, whatever. So we're diaspora people, like we look at those people as our role models. You understand? Like they don't
Fair.
know they don't know what they're doing something. They don't know what's that dancing. They have all these good things, you know. And then
Mhm.
and then we have the new generation. They look up to those guys, and then they become like that. And then our sisters, they just our sisters, bro. Like they females, like they whatever you give them, they will take it. It's not like they're the man in the household or the community. So whatever the man becomes, the woman becomes. Yeah. If you look at if you look at the country of Africa, it's like tribal, and whose fault is that? It's not the woman, it's the man.
It's the man.
So when
Oh
the
yeah.
country, yeah, so it's the when the country go poor, then the woman go poor. So the woman lose respect for the man because he can't take care of her because he can't take care of his family. So that's why they look at the man like that, you know?
Okay.
It's not like
Got you.
they hate it. It's not like they hate it. Actually, black women love black men,
I
you
think
know,
I
but
think black women love black men. Absolutely. I can't lie. I mean, I've seen
yeah,
that. I just feel like
yeah,
maybe it's because of the media. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like black women do
It's not
love
like
black
it's not
men
like
a
other
lot.
ethnics. It's not like other women coming from other ethnics. Black women love black men, like regardless of what, like they date them, they do everything with them. That ethnics you got them going for this count, for this ethnic, for this race, for this race. But
Yeah.
black women, bro, they stay
Okay.
the same. Like
Okay, boys. Let's give it to the ladies now. The ladies are going to speak because I think let's just chill and let's hear the lady now. So we got love in the building. Love, welcome. I assume you're a lady based on your profile picture.
Yes, Kingsley, thank you. It's been a while. I usually
Yes.
Tony. I love your perspective. It's great to see you again. For the Yeah, there are some great points that were made. I strongly disagree that Black women sought out after, those gangsters and thugs. For me, I'm a African woman, West African woman, Liberia. So I usually go for mostly my countrymen or men from my continent, and many of our men are not really, they don't do those type of things. Yeah, there are times in a woman life or even a man life where he dates a bad girl or a woman did a bad guy. Like I've had my share of what we'll consider a bad boy when I was like way, way younger. Thank God pregnancy did not come out of it. I was way smarter than that. But this narrative that we are specifically sorting after, we don't pay attention to the Black men who are well put together. That's a lot. Personally, in my world, from my perspective, that is a lie. I don't agree with it from my perspective. And, if you're a decent guy and, maybe you're sorting after what we'll consider the bad bitches. Most bad bitches like the street guys. So if you're a decent guy and you're sorting after a woman that's like that, you're not her type because that's not what she wants. She wants a street guy. She wants fast money. So that's also another perspective. What type of environment are you looking for these women? Yeah. Yeah, there are some women who, they're lawyers and doctors and their kids' fathers are, they're nutshells. But I won't say I have a couple of friends who have great careers and that their kid father is a nutshell. But I won't say they're necessarily like a gangster or they're in the streets. But her abilities and everything she has is above the person she had the child with, for sure. Personally, for me, I always sought after men that have skills that I feel like I can absorb as a woman. That's what I look for. The first thing I meet a man, like my son's father, he knows a lot. He's a businessman. He's very disciplined. Those are the things I fell for. And he taught me that. And I acquired those skills. And even now we're no longer together, but I became business minded because that's how I see it. the man leads the woman, and as a woman, you need to really, really date a man that will lead you into the right path, so you become something great. Even if you leave that situation, you're greater. My fashion business is blooming because he taught me to be business minded. He taught me how to be disciplined in what I'm doing. And and then in terms of the Essence Festival, I was so shocked to see the shift in the Essence Festival this year. You know, I'm a Liberian woman, and I saw they had Liberian jollof rice, and I was like, okay, this is new. If I knew this was what was happening, I would have gone to the Essence Festival, you know, because I felt like, okay, there's inclusiveness for my people. I would love to go to Essence Festival and eat Liberian jollof rice or eat jambalaya. You know, I even heard there was a competition, you know, but then also too, there are other perspectives. We have to be objective. Yeah. You know, many people, culture is a thing that must remain a certain way. So a few African Americans felt away. They were like, wait, no, this is so different from what we know. But again, the CEO of Essence is a Liberian man. He owned Shea Butter, and then he sold it, and then he bought Essence because he really wanted to connect with his people. And the funny thing is, based on his last name, because I'm Liberian too, based on his last name, if you really trace him back, his ancestors, because you know we Liberians are a mixture of native Liberians and free slaves that went back to Liberia from the US and the Caribbean.
Who colonized, by the way?
Yes, we were colonized for sure. We were colonized by them. We were colonized by those free slaves that came. That's true. That's true. We were colonized. I mean, that's why you look at Liberia, many other Africans, we are not as African. We are a little bit close to African American in the way we act sometimes because of how we were. Yeah, the flag, you know, because we even call ourselves America, little brother, whatever, because of how we were colonized. And when you trace his roots based on his last name, I'm a native Liberian. But when you trace his roots, his ancestors were those free slaves. So technically, that man is still African American in a way. He just kind of came back to this country with his family, his mother, and his mother started the hair products, and it just blew up, and he sold that and moved to another adventure. I understand why, you know, people feel some type of way from that perspective. Like you said, if I love Afro in Texas here, we do Afro tunes, and I look forward to it. This year it was Awilo that was there. I was excited. I grew up with Awilo Logoba, like Carolina. I was like, yes, you know, I was excited to be in that space where I'm like in tune with my culture and my people and my continent. So I would have felt away if there were going to be a lot of American rappers at the Afro tunes. I'd be like, okay, what's going on?
To an extent. Yeah, I
it is.
You know?
It is, but it should not be voiced from a place of hate. There are people that are voicing it from a place of hate, from a place of animosity, from a place of us versus them. That is where I have a problem. That is where the issue is. That don't talk about it like it's a versus, you know. Let's talk about it like how can we still maintain. And in terms of, you know, the colorism in the Black community is so crazy. We're still mentally enslaved. We really need to work on ourselves every single day. Like you said, the books we read, the things we watch, and our children, the things our children are watching. I make sure my son is watching Black cartoons, you know, and Akili, he loves those things. I don't want him to be too exposed to the school he goes to. There's a lot of Black. His teachers are Black, Hispanic. I don't want him to feel out of place too much, that he feel like he doesn't need to be proud of who he is. So we need to work on it every single day, and I will land there. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for that, love. I'm actually thinking maybe I move to the States at some point. I don't know. Let's see.
Man, love.
You would love it here. Let me say this, Kingsley. I used to live in Canada, right? Let me say this. I used to live in Canada. From Africa, from Ghana, I moved to Canada because, you know, there was a civil war in my country. So I moved to Ghana, and then I moved to Canada. And I would say the United States, people may feel away, but the United States is the best country for Black people. Yes, the issue is here. The problems are here, but I love it here. Like, even with all the situation that's happening, my aunties are like, come back to Canada. I'm like, no, I I love it here. It's just, it's a different space. We still are able to maintain, especially when I used to live in New York, like there are African restaurants everywhere. We're still able to be ourselves in a way despite of the obstacles, you know?
Especially Texas. No, I see myself in America, at least mainly for business. I'm not gonna lie, mainly for business. For my company, I work for myself now, so mainly for business, for tech. I run a sales tech company, and it just makes sense to be in the States, bruv, because that's where everybody is, you know. Anyway, let's. So, boys, you want to comment quickly so that we can
Nah, but
Gihan and
I
Darwin.
just want to say that Lavinia is actually very, very beautiful. Like, damn, like you really captivated like in my eyes.
Thank you so much.
Wow, I like trust me, like your beauty, like just nearly blinded me. I'm like, damn, she's so fine. West African beauty.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
My
appreciate
type of woman.
Thanks.
She's beautiful. Holly,
Just want to comment on something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Quick, sir. Just make it quick, sir, so that we can go to
Yeah, so with the Black American thing, that won't be anything else but West Af. Well, I know that they are a different ethnic group now, but they won't be anything that is not connected to West African and Central Africa. At the end of the day, look, in South America, you know this blanqueamiento thing, or the mejorar la raza, basically married into the white race to improve the genes, right? This thing is not just exclusively to South American. It's gonna be happening in North America, right? In fact, as you can tell, Black Americans are becoming lighter and lighter in complexion.
Yeah.
By each generation.
I watched the NBA draft, bruv. Barely black dudes there.
Argentina is an example.
No.
My brother is over.
I mean the NBA and the national, because I love basketball and I love American football. Bro, I saw the NBA draft. Not over 80% of them mixed kids, bruv. Holy shit. Where are the black dudes?
Yes. Oh yeah.
That is how they genocided the black population in Argentina as well too. Like let's not forget.
Okay, boys,
of course.
Make a point
so
answer.
The whole America.
Yeah.
Okay. So the South America with the Blanqueamiento thing is also happening in the northern part of America. So as you can see, they are getting lighter and lighter and more multiracial by each generation. So it's gonna happen. It's over. But 20% of them, they're already married now. 20% is a big number if you think about it. 20, almost a quarter. So it's gonna continue. So just let them be wherever they want to be. It's over.
Yeah. It is 22% of black men in the US who basically breed out. But one thing I'm gonna say is, I don't think that we're ever gonna go extinct. Why? Because of the white population is literally decreasing so much that a lot of white families just want their daughters and sons to just marry white. So in the future, I think that we are going to be good because their population is decreasing. But what I'm going to tell you is black Brazilians are the worst black folks. Do you know that they basically did an interview where they spoke to 50 black Brazilian, 50 black Brazilian guys who are very, very rich. 49 out of the 50 were basically married to white girls. Look at all black Brazilian footballers as well too. 0 are married to black women. There is about 30 or 50 black Brazilian footballers who make more than £1 million a year. 0 are married to black women. So I do believe that in the US, the black folks, they are literally safe. Why? Because they have more racial consciousness compared to the ones in Brazil.
No,
but in Brazil,
I think
it's still over.
Just to clarify, I think when you talk about Brazil, you have to know which part of Brazil. So Brazil has the second largest black population outside of Africa. Okay.
Yes.
It also depends where, because there's a place in Brazil called Bahia, which is
Bahia State.
It's like you are in Yoruba land, bruv. So it depends. I hear what you're saying, but let's put things into context. But let's go to the lady.
No. But what I'm saying is. What I'm trying to say is, you see the black guys there who are who have a lot of resources. They are mostly breeding out. I don't oppose it, but I'm just saying.
All right, Gian, go ahead. Welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. How are you?
Okay, perfect. I'm good. Nice to meet you. I've been following you for a while, so I just wanted to say that I thank you and I been, I admired your content and stuff
You're
like that.
welcome.
But I don't should I start with the first one? Because I
Your
have like
choice. The floor is yours.
okay. Okay, I'm like be patient because right now I'm like multitasking, but
Sure.
so like the first one, so why do the Black Americans always
Have
um
beef with Africans. Essence
I-
Festival. Oh. Jihan, we can't hear you. I think you probably got a call or something.
can you hear me?
Now we can.
Can you hear me? Okay. I was saying I don't have too much to say regarding that because I don't know too much regarding the topic, but I do know it was very popular for African Americans, especially Black women. And then from what I know so far, like they feel some type of way because Africans have taken over it. And I am the type of person I understand both perspectives. I'm actually Sudanese myself. I've been here in the US for over 20 years. So I've lived in a community with all Africans, whites, anybody you could think of, Black Americans, and I've met some good ones, bad ones, whatever. From their perspective, I can understand where they're coming from because it feels like every time like they can't really have their culture to themselves, and that it just seems like at time. And I think part of the issue too, I feel like as Africans and African Americans, as a whole, we haven't really united as we should have. We were not as united as we should be. So I feel like because of that, there's always going to be tensions when we choose to um what's the word I'm looking for? When we choose to like interact together regarding events or something like that. There's always going to be some kind of tension because we haven't fully connected together as a community as one, in my opinion. So because of that, and again, I don't know. I really have to do more research on it to have more like in depth about it. But I think that's part of the reason is because there's still that disconnect between African and African Americans, and this is a topic I can speak about for hours and hours, right? I've had my experience with them or whatever. There's this, I don't know if it's a rumor or whatever that it's like Africans don't like African Americans, but to be honest with you, I think a lot of it is from our parents' generation. I'm like 30. And so a lot of it is that stereotype, right, from older African generations. And I can admit that. Like I've had, from our community, like, oh, when we first got here, like, oh, stay away from African Americans, da da da. And I'm just being honest. I'm to sugarcoat anything, but it's a type of stereotype that everybody has of Black Americans, and then also on their end as well. Because when I first came here to the U.S., we got bullied by African Americans. So I feel like this whole tension is both of our faults, both African American. But it's more from our parents' generation, not really from the younger generation. I feel like it's more from our parents' generation. And again, this is something I can speak to. I do think we are getting better, and I'm seeing a lot of us intermarry with each other. Like I've met a good amount of guys or met females or whatever, people that were their parents. One was African, one was African American. So I feel like as far as generation, we're getting better, but we're not there yet. So that's
Yeah.
my topic on that. And then the second one, colorism in the Black community. That's again a topic I could speak to for hours. I think colorism is, when you say Black, you're talking about African, just Black in general, Black Americans. We definitely have a colorism issue in all community, in the Black community, Black Americans, African Americans. There's a huge colorism issue. And to be honest, I don't even like to use the word colorism. I feel like you're either like racist or you're not. I know it sounds weird, but like I just feel like the people that I have met, the way that they view dark skinned people, especially dark skinned men, especially the Black men here in the US, I don't know. The word colorism is like you're just racist. I hate to say it, but I just feel like a lot of it, I think a lot of it stems with self-hate, and I think a lot of it is
It
just
seems from what I've noticed, Gihens, it's like always the darkest skinned men that always tend to be like
it's the darkest of the darkest midnight men.
weird as
And
fuck,
it's
though.
like I just think it's not natural to not want your own or to not find any of your own attractive. And because I say that, that's why it comes from self-hate. And that thing is still included. You just don't prefer it. But to say I don't prefer it at all, that's not a preference. Because if I say, okay, I like ice, I like ice cream, but I like all ice cream, but I prefer chocolate ice cream. That doesn't mean I like, you get what I mean? Like you still like all the other ice cream, but you just prefer. But to say that, oh, I'm not like dating or I'm not marrying any person of my color, that's to me, that's honestly, that's racism. Because if we were to say that that's racist, so what's, I mean, again, I can go on and on, but I just feel like there's a difference between preference and just racism, and it's the darkest of the dark, and it's always the darkest of the darkest of the darkest men and women. There's some women too, and it's even stems in the African community. Let's not act like it doesn't happen in the African community. I have a friend that's biracial who told me her experience. Her dad is Black Sudanese. Her mom is white. She's told me her experience, her getting better treatment or anything like that in the African community. We definitely do lift up lighter people. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, as Africans. There's a lot of cream, right? We have a lot of cream to lighten ourselves. So many countries in Africa. Yes, we do, especially I'm from the Sudanese culture. And so what I don't like is when we have these topics, we try to make it seem as if it's like a Black thing, African American thing, when a lot of it is African as well. We struggle with that. There's so many within our countries. We have women who are constantly lighting their thing. I think a lot of it stems from insecurity. It stems from self-hate. It's to do with the West, again, with the white man, obviously for slavery. I think it's so many stuff.
Just land your plane there, okay,
I'm
please?
sorry?
Just wrap
Yes,
it a little bit
sorry.
so that I can
Sorry. That's my thing on it. I think it's like a whole thing, and we just need to learn how to love ourselves better. And then Black British boys and men, are y'all okay while they beef with Black women? I'll just summarize this. As I've gotten older, I'm 30 now, I'm starting to see a lot of I've seen the division between the Black men and women all over, mostly in the American culture. And it's sad to see that it's constantly the Black American men, most of them, that have been there a lot of, and I'm not saying black women are perfect. It's just sad to see so much disrespect, especially African men. We're not perfect. They're not perfect, but I know African men, most of them does not treat, their women like that. So for them to be the only group to really sit online or whatever and talk trash about their women, it's really disheartening to see, because I'm all about Black empowerment, but I see it almost on a daily basis, and it's just sad to see. I wish that there could be more union between them, but I know it's a lot to do with their culture, their background, or whatever like that. But I don't know if they think that the answer is to stay away from the community and just marry out, but that's never going to be a full answer, because everybody else will always choose themselves. All the other Mexicans will always choose Mexicans. Hispanics, Asians will always stay with the Spanish. So it's just sad to see that they think that the answer fully is to leave outside of the community, when it's really just to heal as a community. But I'm gonna land right there. I could go on, but that's just my perspective.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kay. I'll circle back to you. Guys, please, let me go to Darkness. Are you a lady?
Yes, I'm a lady.
Also, please go on, dear. Welcome.
I'm gonna explain to you something, that when you're going from Africa or the Caribbean, you're to ask for a visa. They have questions they're gonna ask you. And by the answer, because most Black people are from Africa in the Caribbean, we are one. We unite together. But the questions they ask you is like, they only pick the people them who really believe they can unite with the palm people them. Those the one most to get the visas. Because if you really look through the history, it's millions of people ask for the visa. And through that, they block you. They're just looking for who understand the palm, who believe in the palm, who want to come together and disrespect our culture, our true culture. That's it. We, most of Africa, most of the Caribbean, we are one. We love you, especially we love our Black American then. But to get that visa, you gotta sell yourself out, really, to get that visa. They're gonna make you pay so much money just for that visa, and then turn around and tell you no. But if I say I align with the white people, then I align with this, I agree with this, I'm going to come and I'm going to fight against this, and then suffer at the same time. Look what's going on right now with Cuba, Venezuela, all the Spanish them. Most of them think they're the palm. But I'm telling you, this, to get in America, you have to answer questions.
The kiss white people ask to get access to America. Okay, but does that connect to the colorism topic I'm speaking about? Does it connect to the Black Americans versus Africans beef and Essence Festival?
Yes, it does connect. Because if you watch the Black Africans, they have the, or just like you have Chinatown, Indian town, whatever. You have African tongue. But Americans don't have no tongue. They want to connect with you. But you're so indoctrinated from the slavery time that you feel you're better than them. It's what they've been taught over and over. What they've been.
All right. Okay. Darkest, my dear, unfortunately, I understand where you're coming from, but you're not speaking on topic, my dear, unfortunately. Kwame? Ayo or Mr. MFR?
Yo,
Ayo, what's up? Welcome.
yeah, what's going on? So, in terms of Black Americans and beef with Africans, I've been to America before. My family live over there as well. I think it's unfortunate. I think that there's a lack of, definitely a lack of unity amongst African immigrants and American and Black Americans. I feel like there's a disconnect in the culture. So, and maybe they feel a bit like Africans come over there and not really assimilate. So you get me? They don't really assimilate to American culture, and they're like, yo, you're coming over here, you know, you're not really assimilating, you're separating yourself. So maybe Africans could do a better job there. You get me? In terms of assimilating to African American culture. Colorism, I feel like, yeah, that's always gonna, that's been something that's been about for centuries. I don't really know when that can end, to be fair. I'm Black British, innit? So on the third point, I feel like, I don't know, I do feel like there is a bit of unspoken beef, innit? There's a bit of unspoken beef, but I feel like I don't know if it's coming from us, because I'm a Black British guy. I ain't really got no problem with Black women. But, you know, maybe some of the animosity is coming from their side. So, you get me? Like, I don't think it's as one-sided. I don't think it's as one-sided as that, but yeah.
But I got a quick question for you before I go to Mr. MFR. Is this like, because one of the consistent things is that a lot of Black women in the West say is that they don't feel protected. I mean, and they feel like Black men don't really. I disagree that Black men don't date Black women. That's a lie. Most men date within their race. Most men marry within their race. I mean, Black men date. I feel like when women make these statements, they're looking at like footballers, which are like 0.001% of the population. But you see that guy, he doesn't date Black women. No, but I think most Black men date Black women. But what do you think about that perspective that they don't feel protected, like Black men don't?
For me, yeah, like in terms of the dating, I don't feel like there's any obligation for. That's an obligation. Personally, I feel like everybody should just date who they vibe with, who they connect with on a spiritual level. But in terms of protection, I'ma always defend Black women. You get me? My mom's a Black woman. I got Black women in my family, so I'ma always defend them if I see them being oppressed or attacked publicly, or you know their name being brought into disrepute. Then I'm somebody who will always advocate for them. Do you get me?
No, I hear you. Let's talk to Mr. MFR, and then everybody gets a chance to speak, and then maybe we'll end the line. Mr. MFR, you there, sir?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Good. The first prompt,
Why do Black Americans always have? I think that's not a always having beef thing. It's really just setting up boundaries. That's all it really was. The Essence Festival is definitely a boundary setting, and I know a lot of you guys are hearing about it now, but this rumbling has been going on for the past few years since this lady took over. So it's been the yes. This isn't. This is just the. This is like 3 strikes you're out type thing. You feel me? The initial one was in. This is the 4th year because it was 2022. Caught a lot of heat for her first kind of Africanizing it. It was still kind of Black American. It wasn't much. And then she made a speech. Then 2023, she sent a cease and desist letter to all the Black people in New Orleans that y'all can't be eating off of Essence Fest, which they had been doing for 20 years, almost 20 years, like 17, 18 years at that point, because that was one of the few events. New Orleans is a very racist place, very corrupt politically. So for us to even be able to have the Essence Fest or a Black festival that was strictly for Black people, and it was specifically for Black women. And that's what the whole movie Girls Trip was about. They went to the Essence Fest, you know what I'm saying? With Tiffany Haddish became a star. So you understand that's a Black woman event. So I think like for the history of that, right? Why you guys being Africans, y'all don't really know what Essence is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Essence, and just let me educate you. So back in the day, we had magazines. So it was Black magazines. So the Black woman's version of the magazine was Essence magazine. We had the Jet and the Ebony, which were huge as far as the culture is concerned, which these magazines were in every Black household from the 50s, 60s, 40s. You feel what I'm saying? So we had stacks of magazines and we had the issues and subscriptions, and Essence was the Black woman magazine. So that's exactly what it was. So it was always a Black woman thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what it was. It was a Black woman magazine that was specifically dedicated to her. Now, many magazines have went out of business, and just the digitization of the world, right? So the way they able to stay alive is the festival. You know what I'm saying? So when the African guy bought it, put this, and he didn't buy it, the African lady wasn't in charge. She's only been in charge the last couple of years, and she's gotten consistent pushback every year. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily, we wouldn't come into your spaces, and we respect your spaces, but you're African. So that Africans give a damn opinion about every damn thing. You feel me? And that's just what it was. And it was like, nah, this is not a situation where opinion need to be given. It shouldn't have never been a Jollof contest. You know what I'm saying? Versus red beans and rice. That's not what we do. This was a Black African. You come down there, you eat gumbo. That's what this was about. And the year before she had an ode to Nollywood. You know what I'm saying? So she had a whole section of the festival that was strictly dedicated to Nollywood. You know what I'm saying? And that's disingenuous too, because I don't know one Black American walking in America that can tell you any actor, any person, any movie, anything from Nollywood. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the kind of thing. And Black Americans, we rock with some commercial Afro beats, but we're not big Afro beats fans. You feel what I'm saying? Most African Americans can't tell you a song by DeVito. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know the commercial songs. We know Tim's. We know a couple songs by Burna Boy. Correct. That's what we know. So it's like, don't impose that on us. And here go the thing with that. It's just setting up boundaries. Like, I don't want you guys to take it personal. It do get personal when we get all this pushback, when we telling you, hey, we're setting up cultural boundaries. And then if we get somebody, well, you guys don't have a culture and you're slaves and da-da-da-da, and then we get on attack. We're very defensive. You feel me? So we're going to get defensive. We're going to clap back. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But it's not a situation where we would never do that to the African Fest. And we go to the African Fest. We would never do that to the Caribbean Fest. We wouldn't want you playing James Brown and, you know what I'm saying? Because you guys are from the continent, you don't know our music like you think you know it. You feel me? So if we start playing Frankie Beverly and Maze, which is a staple in every Black family reunion and cookout ever, y'all don't know those songs like that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't do that to you at your festival. So we ask the same thing. So it probably needs to be a Black American who buys Essence at some point from this man if he's not going to adhere to the traditions or start his own festival for everybody. You know, don't call it the Essence Fest because you stepping on that magazine. You feel me? You stepping on Black American culture. Call it the Diaspora Fest. You feel what I'm saying? But you can't call it Essence Fest because it truly defeats the essence. Colorism. Colorism in the Black community is and I can speak, I know it's in all Black, right? But Black Americans don't really bleach their skin, not for real. Maybe some celebrities, but they get so much backlash for that. So that's not a thing that's common. Like if you drive in a Black community, bleaching isn't a thing. That's not a conversation ever. Colorism is definitely a thing. It's more so with women, to be honest with you, right? When you go down south and southern parts of America, they do hold the light skins more on a pedestal. And in our community, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when you a kid, and I told my son this, my son's probably you guys' age or close to it. When he's a kid, he's a dark-skinned male. And I'm like, okay, when you're young, all the girls like the light-skinned boy with the curly hair. For some reason in America, the dark-skinned guy get played when you get older. So I'm like, just, your time is coming. Wait till you get, to college and see how it switches. It does switch in our community where the dark-skinned man does become more desirable as women get older. The light-skinned thing, that kind of goes. I mean, I think as we get older, it more so goes with what type of woman you are. You feel me? And how you look, because you can be light-skinned and not attractive. You feel me? So, I think it kind of goes to that a little bit more. But, I think what the women, like guys, we go for whatever. You feel me? You can be, but it's certain guys, especially if you see like a Lil Wayne from New Orleans in the South, they definitely they I don't want to say fetishize. I think that's too strong of a word, but they definitely put the light skins on a pedestal. They call them yellow bones or red bones. Like they real like, oh, I gotta give me a yellow bone. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. But in most of the culture, when you go north, it's not really like that. Black British boys is good. I hope they okay. Why do they beef with their women? Look, here go the thing, right? And this is the part where I'm not trying to school. I am trying to school y'all. Listen, we've been in the West longer than you, right? You guys came over to America at the earliest the Windrush into Britain. The earliest is the Windrush generation, right? We've been over here a couple hundred years. What I tell you with the beef with Black women, and listen, African men have beef with African women when they come West. You know why? Because the woman is empowered in the West, period. She got more rights in the West, and she's like, she can wield those rights. The system is for her. So it's gonna be a beef between, because it's almost like she has that advantage because she knows the system hates Black men. And it doesn't matter, like that's one of them situations where the system hates Black men and they don't care if you America, they don't care if you Nigerian, Jamaican, Haitian, you Black man, they anti you. And a lot of Black women, when they hurt or they scorn, they're gonna use that system against you. So they got a little bit more power here than they do in the West. And I'll land right there.
I got a lot of questions for you, sir. Let me just open up. I know we got some new people.
I just wanted to say to that, I don't really think it matters who's been in the West longest. Do you get me? As a Black British person, I think both, you can't really invalidate our experiences as Black British people. So I don't know. I just felt that statement was a bit, I don't know.
Okay, fair. Yeah, you there?
Yeah, I have a follow-up question to, well, AO first, very quick. AO and then Mr. Is it MFer? The first one is AO. You made a statement earlier. You said something like, Black Americans have a God complex or something like that. Is that correct? You said a lot of them have a God
No,
complex in the US, like they think they're better.
I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that at all. No.
Or maybe there was somebody out. Maybe I don't know. I thought it was you, or there's somebody that said something. They have a God. It was a follow up to what you were saying, like a God complex. And I wanted to had a I think that's also a lot of the Africans as well. A lot of Africans come here and think a lot of them are better than African Americans as well. So I feel like it's a both culture thing, because I have met a lot of Africans that think that they're better than African Americans when they do come here and surpass them or whatever. So, but that's a different topic. And then Mr. Emma, there were several things I had follow up on, but I'm gonna just follow on one. You said that with the colorism is mostly with the Black American women, which I'm surprised because a lot of it mostly is coming from the men. I would say that because you guys make it very obvious, especially when it comes to rap culture. You guys first is with the light-skinned women, and now it's white women. So I feel like it's really the men. Most of the time it's the men. And yes, a lot of the dark skin, it's not just that dark skinned men that catch like when there were made fun of or whatever. It's dark skinned women too. Like it's like you leave your women out of a lot of the struggles that you talk about. It's not just the men. So a lot of it is the women too. So now, I feel like now I forgot what point I was gonna say, but it just seems like you're making it seem as if it's the women when it's really the men too. Because y'all now it was light skinned women, now it's white women. That's a lot of it is fetishization as well. So and I'm gonna end it at that.
Awesome. Mr. MFA, you want to give a quick response to that before I pass the mic to?
Yeah. I tried to touch on the men, and if you notice, most of the men is down south, like I said, and it is a fetishize. And I said that, right? Like it's down south with the yellow bone and the red bone. They do prefer that. But I was saying, like, I wasn't saying that the men don't have it. The men do have it. But I was saying that in our culture, for some reason, when the men get older, the dark-skinned men, that's when they start getting play as they get older. Like the most, you know what I'm saying? Like your Duke Dennis's. You feel what I'm saying? Like he gets play now. You see what I'm saying? Like that kind of guy gets it. And he probably was teased for being dark-skinned when he was a kid. But as you get older, the dark-skinned men become the preference in our culture. But you're right with the women, but I don't want to. Most Black men marry and date Black women. It's probably maybe 15% that don't. So I don't want that narrative to go. Is like he said earlier, the host is really the rich, the football players and the basketball. You know what I'm saying? But
Correct. I agree.
The everyday people, we stick with our own. And I'm from a city like Chicago, where there's not a lot of race mixing here. You know what I'm saying? So here is kind of like everybody
I agree.
with their own. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
I agree. I think a lot of it is media as well. We get influenced by the media. And I live in Atlanta and I see so many beautiful Black couples. So I think a lot of this media influence as well.
I love it. I've never been to the States, but I want to come. I want to move. I want to. I feel like don't get me wrong. I have such deep respect for America as a country. I have such deep respect for Black Americans.